Hello and welcome to Inside Katsina on Trust TV. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Now, civil society organizations are non-state, not-for-profit, voluntary entities formed by people in the societal sphere that are separate from the state and, of course, the market. They represent a wide range of interests and ties, and they can include community-based organizations as well as non-governmental organizations. Now, whatever form they take, civil society organizations play a significant role in societal development. In light of this, the Katsina State Government, under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Aminu Bello Masari, has created an enabling environment for civil society organizations to thrive in Katsina. And this has gone a long way to accelerate the level of development within Katsina State. Now, on Inside Katsina, we caught up with Abdurrahman Abdullahi, the chairman of Coalition of Civil Society Organizations in Katsina State. And he gave us an insight as to what the coalition is all about, the role they play in the overall development of Katsina State, and their relationship with the Katsina State government. Let's take a look.
Coalition of Civil Society Organization in Katsina State is an umbrella body of civil society organizations, which include the civil society, the community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, and professional organizations that are, interested in bringing about development in all facets of life in the society. The organizations assemble themselves and form the coalition so that their activities can be properly managed and coordinated using a single platform. Under the coalition, there are some, advocacy partnerships. These advocacy partnerships are working on different thematic areas. And in each advocacy partnership, we have different organizations from 25. In fact, there are some an advocacy organization that has over 50 organizations working on that thematic area. So far, we have this partnership that include those working on budgets. That is why we have Katsina Budget Awareness Initiative. We have organizations working on health. That is why we have Katsina Health Network. We have organizations working on education. That is why we have partnership for the development of education. We have those working on gender and social inclusion. We have those working on business and economic empowerment. So far we have 5 advocacy partnerships. And we are in the process of coming up with another advocacy partnership working on peace and security. This is because of the situation we found ourselves. We have to assemble organizations that are working around that thematic area so that we can have, stronger body that will, be advocating and promoting issues around security and peace in the state. And our major activity is to advocate and sensitize, because the civil society organizations are of nowadays, unlike before. You remember in those days when you hear civil society organization, you are just talking about the fragile and radical groups. But today, as a result of global modernization in the modus operandi of civil society organizations, we tend to have a paradigm shift from radicalism to what we call advocacy. Advocacy, in a simple term, it means trying to influence decision and policy makers to do what the society needs or what the people in the society need. So, and through advocacy, the civil society of nowadays have become partners in progress to government and other stakeholders, unlike before, that the relationship was based on antagonism. You don't see good in government, the government doesn't see good in civil society organization. But advocacy is all about, calling on the government to do the right thing, and where the government did wrong, it can be corrected and advised appropriately for, the government to, make changes so that, the activities, actions, and the actions of the government can benefit majority of the people the government is serving. So in essence, that is what we are all out, and at the same time we sensitize the public. Civil society organization, the activity, is just like a double-edged dagger. From the side of government, we try to, call government, to order and advise government appropriately for the government to do what is needed for the society. And at the same time, when you come back to the other side, that is the people, the people are the primary constituency of CSOs, and we represent them. So there are issues which, require public sensitization for the people to understand, to have, basic knowledge about, and at the same time call on them as the populace, as citizens, to, do the right thing, so that the society will be a better one. In 2014 and 2015, the Coalition of Civil Society Organizations, organized a series of engagement activities with then gubernatorial candidates. I remember part of what we did, we engaged them on two major occasions. One, we invited each of the candidates to a media station, precisely Ray Power FM, where we paid for them to, relate directly with the people of Katsina State through a live phone-in program. We paid for it. I remember the coalition invested not less than 1 million naira for these two activities I'm going to tell you about. First of all, we took all the candidates one by one to that media station, and we asked the candidate to tell the people of Katsina State what were their intentions for the Katsina people when elected into office. That program, I remember Governor Aminu Bello Masari featured in that program. Umar Abdullahi Sauri from Abga featured in that program. I remember Nashuni, Ibrahim Nashuni featured in that program. Musa Nashuni Abi featured in that program, and Yakubu Lado too. 4 of them featured in that program on different times. So after that program, we also organize, what we call gubernatorial debate at Katsina Motel, where the candidates were also invited. We invited different stakeholders from academia, civil society, community-based, trade and professional organizations, faith-based organizations, and other representatives of the society. They came there and attended the program, where they related directly with the candidates for them to hear directly from them what their plans are for Katsina State. So Aminu Bello Masari became the governor. So when he became the governor, then we, went back to all the programs we had with him. At that time, we just forget about all what he personally wanted the various communities during his electioneering campaign and informed them that he will do for them. We did not, bother ourselves about anything that has to do with his own activity with the people, but we concentrated on the 2 programs that we, a civil society organization, organized and, conducted for the candidate. And from there, we took out of that media program we had with him the campaign promises he made through that program. We took out of that, gubernatorial debate he attended, and you know, what the campaign promises were there. So we pick out from both the two programs and they come up with a long list of what he said he will do for the people of Katsina State. And that was how, you know, the relationship started. And thank God, when Governor Masari came, he saw substances in, you know, in what we have done, and at the same time try to, you know, relate with the civil society organizations in most of the activities he did, especially those that have direct link and relationship with the people, because he had that understanding that civil society organizations represent the interest of the people. So he tried to bring in civil society organization in any policy and program of the government that, you know, has direct link to the people. And not only that, from time to time, he do invite the civil society organizations to come and sit with him to have one-on-one talk with them. And that was the avenue we had to keep reminding and asking him on those campaign promises we book down. So from time to time, we sit with the governor and we tell him that, so based on what we have, you know, documented from those programs we had with you, so you have been able to achieve this and this, but we are yet to see this and that, what is, you know, dragging the process of implementation. So that was how the relationship started. And at a point in time, Masari, you know, saw the need for having civil society be represented, even at the State Executive Council. That was what brought Malam Bashir Usman Rongo there into the government. He said that, okay, he wanted to have the representation of civil society organization, even at the highest decision-making body of the state, that is the State Executive Council. And that gesture was not only for the civil society organization. You remember also he gave a similar appointment to the labor themselves, because we have SA Labor, who is also a member of the State Executive Council. So I can tell you that through that relationship, we were able to find it very easy to channel, you know, issues that has to do with the development of the people directly to the governor. And some or many of these issues that we used to, you know, present to him have been implemented.
Now, having an excellent all-inclusive government is indeed the hallmark of the Aminu Bello Masari administration, and giving civil society organizations a seat at the table when it comes to decision-making is a clear testament to that. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, Inside Katsina continues. Stay with us. Welcome back to Inside Katsina on Trust TV. Now, we've been in conversation with Abdurrahman Abdullahi, the chairman of Coalition of Civil Society Organizations in Katsina State. And he has been taking us through the activities of the coalition and, of course, their relationship with the Katsina State government under the leadership of Governor Aminu Bello Masari.
There are other issues that we civil society organizations advocated for directly to the governor and as seen the light of the day. The issue of Child Rights Act, you remember the civil society organization and non-governmental organization have been working to ensure that that Child Rights Act has been domesticated in Katsina State. Though there were some challenges which we noticed that the provision of the Child Rights Act in some places it goes against the dictate of our religion and culture. So that is why the religious leaders and traditional institutions were brought in, to polish it and at the same time, contextualize it to the state's religious and the cultural setting, so that it will rhyme with what we have as a Muslim and as the people who are Hausa-oriented people going by our culture. So that was the service it was done to that act, and it became child protection law, which rhyme with our religion and our culture. So that child protection law has been passed, and as a result of the sustained advocacy and engagement with the governor by the civil society organization, which also give the the House of Assembly themselves leeway to have this fully passed. But the problem is that I want to use this medium to ensure that the government, within the period of time left for it, have put all the machineries in place to ensure that this issue has been fully, this law has been fully implemented. The importance of this law cannot be overemphasized, because the cases we are having day in, day out, or rape and what have you, Jamilu, you are one of those media organizations that are always trying to ensure that justice is done to the victims of rape and what have you. So you know how positively the implementation of this law can impact in the life of a girl child. So we want to see that the law has been fully implemented. And not only that, I mentioned the issue of accountability and transparency. The anti-corruption law has been passed in the state, and we also want to see the anti-corruption commission in the state. So there are so many things that we engage the governor is. Not only that, like I told you earlier, any committee of the government which has direct link with the people, the governor will ensure that civil society organization organizations have representation in that committee. So that at least they will hear directly from the people what is abuse and take on the issues the committee has to deliberate on, and at the same time present such interest of the people to ensure that people are well captured. I told you that from time to time the civil society organization used to sit with the governor, and what we normally do is when we are going to him, we draft a position paper. And that position paper, in each, we try to call on him to put some actions in place about education, for example, health, gender, roads, the issue of water resources. So many areas where we hear so much complaint from the people. So we try to factor in, the public complaints and public calls in that position paper. And it will interest you to see that when we sit with the governor, he will give us all the needed time and listen to us patiently to present whatever is in that position paper, from the beginning to an end of that position paper. And he will respond to all the issues one by one. And in most cases, there are things that he may not know without us telling him that this is what is actually happening in this sector, and he will take action. I can tell you that one thing about Governor Masari, he gives very good listening ears to civil society organizations in the state, and at the same time, whatever issue we take to him, he respond positively. Where there is misunderstanding, or where there is reasons why what we call on him to do cannot be done or is not possible, he will try to explain to us why this thing we are seeing cannot be done by his government, trying to bring about justifications of why this cannot be done. Well, you see, it's just about the matter of understanding. And it does not come as a surprise to us the way Masari relates to civil society organization, because if you remember, Masari was the Speaker of the National House of Assembly at a point in time, as the Speaker of the Reps at one point in time. And at the national level, you see there is very strong tie between the government and the civil society organizations, especially the House of Assembly. If you remember, we have organizations like CISLAC who are interfacing directly with the National House of Assembly. So I think Masari used that experience on how civil society organizations relate with the government at the national level, and that had brought about a lot of developmental developments to the society, or at the same time it helped even the parliamentarian in getting factual information that guides them in doing their activities. So he came with that mindset, he came with that understanding of the role of civil society organization as partners in progress. So when he came as the governor, he tried to put that into practice. So it does not come to us as a surprise, because we know how our organization at the national level are highly involved in the administration of the country. So yes, really, we are very much impressed, even though when the governor gave us offer for that position, we came at the civil society level, sat down, discussed thoroughly about it. But at a point in time, we decided not to accept the offer, honestly. But we came to look at it in this way, that okay, we have been advising the governor, and the governor, to be fair with him, have been responding positively to most of the issues we raised to him, because we don't go to him with our personal issues. This is what I can tell you clearly, that we have never, not even once, take any personal issue to the governor. Whatever we present to him is something that has to do with the development of the people. So if we really want to give our contribution, and we really mean well for the state, then most of the people in the cycle said, okay, if we really mean good for the people, we shouldn't turn down the offer. So that was how we joined. So we really appreciate that, because it gives us an opportunity, so that we can present issues even at the State Executive Council meeting, which we did. Madam Bashir Usuma Rongo there has done very well in that aspect, because we know there are so many issues that we deliberate at the coalition level, and he takes those issues to the State Executive Council meeting and present them there. And in most cases, the government respond positively to these kind of issues when presented.
There is absolutely no doubt that civil society organizations play a crucial role in the advancement of good governance through promoting transparency and accountability by maintaining sustained advocacy and engagement of government at all levels. And the Katsina State government has created an enabling environment for civil society organizations to thrive for the overall benefit of the people of Katsina State. Now, this is where we draw the curtain on this episode of Inside Katsina on Trust TV. Join us again next time when we will examine another sector that has been positively transformed by the Katsina State government under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Aminu Bello Masari. Until then, I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for joining us.